listeners, welcome to our podcast. Today, we'll talk about the popular TV series Game of Thrones. This series is full of exciting stories, powerful characters, and surprising twists. Whether you've seen it or not, we'll explore some of the key moments and themes in a simple way to help you understand and improve your English skills. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of Westeros. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment to stay updated and keep learning. I am Alexa. Let's start this exciting series.
And I am Alex. Absolutely Alexa. Game of Thrones is a show full of drama, power struggles, and unforgettable moments. Let's get started. What makes the opening scene of Game of Thrones so impactful and sets the tone for the entire series?
The opening scene of Game of Thrones is incredibly impactful because it immediately introduces the audience to the ominous and dangerous world beyond the wall, the chilling atmosphere. The mysterious White Walkers and the sense of impending doom all contribute to setting the tone for the series. It establishes that this is not just a typical fantasy world, but one where danger lurks in every corner, and the stakes are high for all characters involved.
How do the Stark family's values and their motto, "Winter is coming," reflect the themes of the series?
The Stark family's values of honor, loyalty, and responsibility are central to their identity, and their motto, "Winter is coming," serves as a constant reminder of the harsh realities of their world. This phrase not only foreshadows the literal winter, but also symbolizes the inevitable challenges and dangers that the characters must face. It reflects the series' themes of survival, the importance of preparation, and the understanding that difficult times are always on the horizon.
What role does power play in the relationships between the characters in Game of Thrones?
Power is a central theme in Game of Thrones, influencing nearly every relationship and decision made by the characters. From the Iron Throne itself to the power dynamics within families and alliances, the pursuit of power drives much of the conflict in the series. Characters like Cersei, Daenerys, and Jon Snow all grapple with the responsibilities and consequences of wielding power. The series explores how power can corrupt, create tension, and ultimately, how it can lead to a character's downfall or redemption.
How does the character development of Daenerys Targaryen evolve throughout the series?
Daenerys Targaryen's character development is one of the most complex and debated in the series. She starts as a young, vulnerable girl with no power and evolves into a strong, determined leader with a vision to change the world. Her journey from victim to ruler shows her gaining confidence, power, and followers. However, her evolution also highlights the dangers of unchecked ambition and the fine line between a liberator and a tyrant. Her tragic end is a commentary on how absolute power can lead to one's downfall, despite good intentions.
In what ways does the Night King represent a different kind of threat compared to the political conflicts in Westeros?
The Night King represents a different kind of threat because he is not motivated by power, politics, or personal vendettas like the other characters in Westeros. Instead, he embodies an existential threat to all living beings, uniting the characters against a common enemy. His cold, calculating nature and the seemingly unstoppable force of the White Walkers and Whites he controls add a supernatural element to the series, contrasting with the human conflicts. The Night King's presence shifts the narrative from internal strife to survival, forcing characters to set aside their differences to face a greater enemy.
Alexa, what is the significance of Jon Snow's true parentage, and how does it impact his character?
Alex, Jon Snow's true parentage is one of the most significant revelations in the series. Believed to be the illegitimate son of Ned Stark, it's later revealed that Jon is actually the son of Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen, making him a legitimate heir to the Iron Throne. This revelation impacts Jon's character profoundly as it challenges his understanding of his identity, loyalty, and duty. It also creates internal conflict, as Jon must reconcile his Stark upbringing with his Targaryen bloodline, ultimately influencing his decisions and the choices he makes in the final season.
How does the series use the character of Tyrion Lannister to explore themes of intelligence and power?
Tyrion Lannister is a character who, despite his physical limitations and the prejudice he faces, uses his intelligence and wit to navigate the complex political landscape of Westeros. The series explores how intelligence can be a powerful tool, sometimes even more potent than physical strength or wealth. Tyrion's journey shows the value of knowledge, strategic thinking, and understanding people's motives. His ability to adapt and survive in a world where he is often underestimated is a testament to the power of the mind over brute force.
Alexa, what role does prophecy play in shaping the decisions and actions of the characters?
Alex, prophecy plays a significant role in Game of Thrones, often influencing characters' decisions and driving the narrative forward. Characters like Daenerys, Cersei, and Jon Snow are all affected by prophecies that shape their understanding of their destiny and guide their actions. The series uses prophecy to explore the themes of fate versus free will, showing how the belief in a predetermined future can lead characters down dangerous paths. It also highlights the ambiguity and interpretation of prophecies, demonstrating how they can be both a guiding light and a source of destruction.
Alexa, how does the show depict the consequences of war on the people of Westeros?
The show depicts the consequences of war as devastating, affecting not just the warriors and rulers, but also the common people. Throughout the series, we see the destruction of villages, the loss of innocent lives, and the long-lasting impact of conflict on communities. Characters like Arya Stark witness firsthand the horrors of war, and the series doesn't shy away from showing the brutal realities faced by those who have no power or voice in the larger political games. The consequences of war in Game of Thrones serve as a stark reminder of the cost of power struggles and the human toll of ambition. Alex, what does the Iron Throne symbolize, and how does it influence the characters' actions?
The Iron Throne symbolizes ultimate power and authority in Westeros, and it is the object of desire for many characters in the series. The pursuit of the throne drives much of the conflict, leading to betrayals, wars, and alliances. The throne represents not just power, but also the burden and responsibility that come with ruling. For characters like Cersei, the throne is an obsession, while for others like Jon Snow, it is a reluctant duty. The throne's influence over the characters shows how the quest for power can consume individuals, leading them to make choices that ultimately define their legacy.
Alex, how does Game of Thrones address the theme of family loyalty versus personal ambition?
Alexa, the theme of family loyalty versus personal ambition is central to many of the characters' arcs in Game of Thrones. Characters are often torn between their duty to their family and their own desires for power, love, or freedom. For instance, Jaime Lannister's loyalty to Cersei often conflicts with his personal sense of honor, leading to internal and external conflicts. Similarly, Sansa Stark's journey involves balancing her loyalty to her family with her ambition to become a strong, independent leader. The series shows how these competing loyalties can lead to difficult choices and sometimes tragic outcomes. Similarly, Sansa Stark's journey involves balancing her loyalty to her family with her ambition to become a strong, independent leader. The series shows how these competing loyalties can lead to difficult choices and sometimes tragic outcomes.
What is the significance of the dragons in the series, especially in relation to Daenerys?
The dragons in Game of Thrones are significant not only as powerful creatures, but also as symbols of Daenerys' identity and claim to power. They represent the rebirth of the Targaryen dynasty and are a key factor in Daenerys' rise as a formidable leader. The dragon's presence also brings a sense of magic and myth back to a world that has largely forgotten it. However, the dragons also symbolize the potential for destruction and chaos, as seen in the later seasons. Daenerys' bond with her dragons is deep, but it also highlights the dangers of wielding such power without restraint.
Alex, how does the series portray the impact of leadership on the people of Westeros?
The series portrays leadership as having a profound impact on the people of Westeros, for better or worse. Good leaders, like Ned Stark and Jon Snow, are shown to inspire loyalty and bring stability to their regions. In contrast, tyrannical leaders like Joffrey and Ramsay bring fear and suffering. The series emphasizes that leadership is not just about power, but also about the responsibility to protect and serve the people. The impact of leadership is seen in the way characters rise and fall, and how their actions shape the fate of the realm and its inhabitants.
How does the relationship between Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen evolve throughout the series?
The relationship between Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen evolves from mutual respect to a complex and tragic love story. Initially, they come together out of necessity, united by the common goal of defeating the Night King. As they spend more time together, their respect grows into love. However, their relationship becomes strained as Jon's true parentage is revealed, making him a legitimate threat to Daenerys' claim to the Iron Throne. This tension, combined with the pressures of leadership and differing visions for the future, ultimately leads to a heartbreaking conclusion, reflecting the series' themes of love, power, and tragedy.
How does Arya Stark's journey throughout the series highlight themes of identity and revenge?
Arya Stark's journey is one of the most compelling arcs in the series, exploring themes of identity and revenge. From a young girl who witnesses her family's downfall, Arya's quest for vengeance drives much of her character development. Her training with the Faceless Men and her adoption of different identities reflect her struggle with who she is versus who she needs to be to survive and exact revenge. However, by the end of the series, Arya chooses to reclaim her Stark identity, showing that while revenge was a powerful motivator, her true strength lies in knowing who she is and where she comes from.
Alex, what message does the series ultimately convey about the nature of power and its effects on those who seek it?
Alexa, the series ultimately conveys that the pursuit of power is fraught with danger and often leads to corruption, tragedy, and downfall. Characters who seek power for its own sake, like Cersei and Daenerys, often pay the price for their ambitions, with their actions leading to unintended and destructive consequences. The series suggests that true power lies not in ruling over others, but in understanding the responsibility that comes with leadership and the impact of one's choices on the lives of others. It portrays power as a double-edged sword that, if not wielded wisely, can lead to ruin.
That wraps up our discussion on Game of Thrones. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the themes, characters, and complexities of the series.
Absolutely. Game of Thrones offers so much to explore, and it's a great way to improve your English skills while engaging with an epic story.
Thanks for joining us today, and remember to subscribe, like, and comment on our channel. See you next time!
See you, and don't forget to stay tuned for more exciting content.